Hello and welcome to another review. This time I've got Yeti. So Yeti was modeled more off the show, really close to it, and I like it. So the drum is very, very bad. It doesn't work at all. In fact, I might actually rebuild the drum and find a way to make it work better. That'll be a long story when I do. It'll be a lot harder than what it would be because I'd have to rebuild the bot mainly. Now, the Yeti, I don't think it's ever happened, but this back piece, if it gets hit and gets chopped off, Yeti's basically done. It can't really do much because now it's just going to do random moves. And now it'll tip over and do all kinds of weird stuff. Now its weapon is very non-existent as it's got about 0.1 spin and then it's done. But I mainly built Yeti for the forks. As you see, they look amazing. And they actually do what they should. Now, the Yeti will have the forks for this season, which I had to rebuild them. I did take them apart after 2019. Due to Greg Gibson saying we're no longer going to have the forks. So I was like, oh well, new Yeti will not have forks. So I took them off. Well, I'm like, Yeti was better with the forks. So I went back to 2018 or 2016 Yeti, whichever one we want. And basically, those were probably my favorite Yeti variants. 2019 did do some nice damage to bots, though. And the free shipping fight, that's one of my favorite fights. But this is definitely nice. The forks do have pretty much this, where over time they get bent up, which is a neat little feature, as they do have the same pieces as a wedge. You know, they're definitely not the best forks ever made, but they do their job. As when it goes up against some bots, you'll notice it'll definitely just flip them over, as its weapon won't actually be really there. It'll just be more of like a boom, and it'll be done. Now, the bar right here keeps the weapons, the lifter support, and everything together, so it moves at one. But that's also how Yeti is in real life. It's got a bar across. Now, that also stops the bot from actually getting to and hitting the weapon with the forks down and controls it better. If I would rebuild Yeti, it would definitely be bigger. Yeti was really tiny against some bots. And, you know, it definitely was one of my favorite bots in 2016. The Yeti definitely did not have as good as time as some bots from this era did in my LEGO Battlebots, as it's definitely probably one of the worst out of the special bots from the LEGO Battlebots special that I did. It's definitely one of the worst, but its control is so good. Now it'll have forks, which I think it may have actually beat Bronco, because Bronco can be tipped upside down and then thrown out of the arena if it would get really lucky and just kind of lift it up. So definitely look out for Yeti in the future. It may go farther now in tournaments, but we'll see how it goes. And these parts right here, those are what the internals are now. They were supposed to actually be inside, but I made them right there. So if you ever see that get cut off, just know this thing's taking some serious damage and probably going to be taken out soon, because those are almost impossible to get to. I can't even really touch them with my fingers because of how close the wheels are. Very good idea when I build it like that. But it doesn't really work like it should, because now it was really, I sacrifice the wheelbase and have it really easy to hit, or I make the wheelbase smaller but have a really non-functioning weapon but a better fork system. And I went for the fork system and the small wheelbase. So Yeti's really the only bot I have besides Lockjaw from this season. Well, from not season, but from the era where they're just kind of the same. Now, I will probably rebuild it, and I don't know when. But it's kind of like with Lockjaw. They need a rebuild really bad, as they don't win anymore. And just, I like how Yeti does lift up like this with the forks. I designed that really nice, because it looks like Yeti doing that. But against Tombstone fight, I modeled it off that, because that was probably one of my favorite fights of Yeti, because it actually took out Tombstone's weapon. I'm a huge Tombstone fan, but I like seeing it have problems and lose. I'm a very odd person with my BattleBots. And you don't design a good BattleBot until you design bots that can beat it. That's just how it is, in my mind at least. So, yeah, these things are very special to me, because, you know, it's definitely a series that I would love to do in real life. BattleBots, I'd love to be part of the show in real life. But that might not happen, and if I would, I'd probably build Titan, which, yeah, it's really powerful, and I don't know what it would do in real life. It would have changes, but it'd be nice. So this would definitely be the bot that I would want. So, I'll see you all next time in the next video.